I'd like to now introduce our guest speaker today, special guest speaker. We've asked to come down and visit with us about some other items, and that is, I've already mentioned, Congressman Lamar Smith. He represents the 21st Congressional District here in Texas. He has served for many years, and he has been the chairman, I guess, for the Judiciary Committee. He is also serving currently on the chairman of the Science, Space, and Technology Committee, and he's been a conservative advocate here in this port of Texas for many, many years. He was awarded by the University of Virginia and Vanderbilt University the most effective member of the House for the 124th Congress, which was 2011 and 2012. He's a fifth-generation Texan, a native of San Antonio. Help me in a warm welcome, Congressman Lamar Smith. Congressman?
Yeah.
Mike, thank you. And let me also really a special thanks to the San Antonio Family Association for their persistence in protecting the unborn. I understand, and Mike said a while ago, I think this is the 49th news conference. That's the best example of persistence we could ask for. And as someone once said, persistence alone wins the prize. I'd also like to thank some of the folks we have here today. And let me start off with Isaac and Isaac's mother over there, and also Alec and Alec's mom as well. And those kids are going to grow up appreciating your involvement and your activity, and they're making history by being here today, and you'll have to tell them what that's about as well. And my hunch is they're examples of the kind of young children we want to be able to have the right and the hope to live even when they are unborn babies. And so appreciate the mothers and appreciate Isaac and Alec being here today. Let me go back to the San Antonio Family Association because I want to single them out. They do so much to help those who are the most vulnerable among us. And the most vulnerable among us, of course, are the millions of unborn babies whose lives we seek to protect. A few stories about abortion have riveted the American people more than the recent videos by Planned Parenthood officials engaged in the sale, if you can believe that, of unborn babies' body parts. The graphic nature of the videos and the careless way those caught on camera discuss the procedures to harvest organs is absolutely gruesome. Planned Parenthood's actions not only shock the conscience, but also sound very similar, eerily similar, to partial birth abortions, which of course are illegal. I voted to outlaw partial birth abortions when I supported the partial birth abortion ban in 2003. And in 2007, this is what we were waiting for, and it took 4 years to get it. But 4 years later, the Supreme Court upheld the congressional ban on partial birth abortions and other late pregnancy procedures. But these videos have raised serious questions about an organization that receives 40% of its annual budget from federal tax dollars. Last year, Planned Parenthood received $500 million in taxpayers' hard-earned cash. That Planned Parenthood has just announced it will stop selling unborn babies' organs does not excuse them from engaging in other procedures that may well be unlawful. Congress has long sought to prevent Americans' tax dollars from subsidizing the abortion business with legislation such as the Hyde Amendment. And this amendment, which was originally enacted in the 1970s, prohibits the use of federal funds to pay for abortions except where the pregnancy arises from incest, rape, thank you for that, Taylor, and to protect the life of the mother. In 2011, as chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, I helped move the No Taxpayer Funding for Abortion Act through the Judiciary Committee and then on to final passage in the House. This bill makes the Hyde Amendment permanent and expands the ban on federal funds for abortion to cover federal health plans under Obamacare. And last January, of course, I supported similar legislation on the House floor. Most Americans agree that taxpayer money should not be used to fund abortions.
Yes.
A CNN survey conducted in April shows Americans oppose public funding of abortion by a margin of 61 to 35%. We had the American people on our side.
Yeah.
I agree with the majority of Americans. Not a single taxpayer dollar should go to fund abortions. The funds should instead go to community health clinics that provide legitimate health care for women.
Yes.
We must do all we can to protect the precious life of an unborn child. That is why I co-sponsored the Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act, which bans all abortion after 20 weeks. And I'm going to digress here just for a minute. That particular act, the Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act, was introduced by a wonderful member of Congress from Arizona by the name of Trent Franks. And let me tell you about Trent Franks. I don't know of anyone else in the House, maybe with the possible exception of Chris Smith from New Jersey, who has done more over the years to protect the lives of the unborn. But when I was chairman of the Judiciary Committee, that's a horn. When I was chairman of the Judiciary Committee, I get to appoint the subcommittee chairs. And the subcommittee that has jurisdiction over pro-life legislation is the Constitution Subcommittee. And I wanted Trent Franks to be in a position for him and me to work together to pass this pro-life legislation. A couple of examples I've already mentioned. So I appointed Trent Franks the chairman of the Constitution Subcommittee, even though he is the first chairman to not have a law degree. But that's how much I wanted him to be in that position. And he has not disappointed us. And because of my appointing him chairman, he is still chairman today of the Constitution Subcommittee, and that is what is enabling him to get this legislation passed.
Yeah.
Just speaking for myself real quickly, I have a 100% pro-life voting record from National Right to Life, and I want to see the days of selling unborn babies' organs and taxpayers' funding of abortion come to an abrupt halt.
Yeah.
Again, I thank the San Antonio Family Association, who are well represented here, for their efforts to protect the unborn, and not only here in San Antonio, but across the great state. And also, again, thank them for their persistence. They're doing everything they can to prove, as they should be able to prove, that Planned Parenthood, right behind me, is violating a zoning ordinance. I believe we have the law on our side. I believe we have common sense on our side. So let's pursue that as well. Thank you all for being here today.
Woo! Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. We know about your 100% pro-life stance, and we thank you for that through the years. And thank you for all you do, because I'm certain you don't. You get a lot of pushback on those kinds of issues. So we want to thank you again for all that you are doing currently and what you have done in the past.
Yeah. Woo!
Thank you very much. Thank you.